challenge, if that. Let's have a look here.
Sounded like somebody just spun, but...
I don't know who would have spun.
Oh no, because I heard some revs drop, but no one spun.
Fair enough.
Are we actually live now?
We are live, I think. I'm just checking. Oh yeah, we are live. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Academy League here in Gavra Racing. Hope you are all doing fantastic on this fine Monday. And I am joined, as always, for the Academy. Hasn't missed a single race this season, Mr. Tourison, as he was formerly known as. I'm going to tell you something, Tuesday, right? Okay. Do you know that Ben Roberts calls us the BCMR boys in GT Sport? BCMR boys, the BCMR brothers. Even though we're not brothers, I'd just like to clarify, we're not brothers, and I don't know why he says that.
It would be one hell of an adoption.
It would be a little bit... Sorry. Hello everyone and welcome, anyway, to the Academy in a Gavra Racing race in Canada, Tuesday. And I have not said that in my entire time as commentating in Gavra, because we've never had Canada on the calendar. It was, last time I think it was was like 2018 F1 game, I think.
Yeah. Exactly right, Tiger. I think one of our good friends, ex-Natty G, raced in that for about 7 laps and he crashed. But Canada here for the Academy Series, kicking us off for the action this week. Mikey, currently on provisional pole, 1 minute 21.9. Doesn't look to be beating that on this occasion. But yeah, very, very wet conditions here as Roby also goes onto the grass. Gavra's just trying to gauge at where the grip is on this track. I think they've all put in a lot of fuel because we're seeing a lot of drivers go for multiple runs, a bit like we saw in pre-season testing as the headler gets a bit out of shape at the final corner.
Yeah,
shall we talk about the final corner a bit, Tiger? Known as the Wall of Champions.
The Wall of Champions. I thought that's a wonderful name. But you go down the casino straight to the Wall of Champions, which is, I think, is just a lovely... that's really cool, actually, those names. So don't know why it's called the casino straight, because down this entire straight there is no casino, so I don't really know where the casino comes from. I
believe that... I know there's a couple of buildings on the inside of the track. One of them might be a casino.
It could be. Well, there's the Wall of Champions on the right side.
This is one of many, I think one of 3 islands in this area of Canada that were built ahead of the Olympics one year, I think. And they're all man-made islands, so one of them might have a casino on. I'm not sure. Any Canadians in the chat, tell us.
Yeah, if there's any Canadians, let us know. But yeah, it's great to see everyone flying into the chat. Bon Evil, Rick Holt, Piero, Castengo, SS Creeman, Rick Holt. There's Velocity, which is actually Zexify. Welcome to the chat. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Academy, which is a full wet qualifying here, which is that is an interesting one around Canada. Full wets.
Yeah, has certainly thrown a big spanner in the works here with Mikey, Mason and Leo Cat, arguably our 3 biggest championship protagonists at the moment, currently finding themselves in 1st, 2nd and 4th.
Paul Piero, he said, great, I was looking for some info on what a good lap is in quali, but it's raining.
Well, it's a good thing that we still have 2 more races before the Super League, isn't it, Piero? But at least we'll get some good wet tyre data.
To say, SSS Creeman is the group of people who watch RevCov from Estonia in the chat. So the big RevCov fans in the chat, hello. Shirtless Timmy in the chat saying the iconic duo are back again. Great to hear that, Shirtless Timmy. But you go ahead.
I was going to say, before we go any further, I just want to talk about the motorsport world. Suffered a big loss yesterday. Murray Walker sadly passed away a couple of days ago now, and a true great of the motorsporting world, and probably the greatest commentator that we will ever see. Definitely an iconic voice of Formula 1.
A commentating inspiration for all of us.
Definitely.
Oh, it's So there's been a bit of while you were just speaking there was a little bit of a tangle in the middle sector. De Hebler has front right end plate damage. I don't know where he got it from, but I believe it was Keflemo who also went into the back of De Hebler because De Hebler had wing damage, obviously just didn't realise, and then obviously in these wet conditions both picked up wing damage in that final sector. So it looks like the wet conditions causing a little bit of being a little bit tricky for these drivers to say. But the good thing about the wet and the intermediate is you can go lap after lap after lap on these wet and intermediate tyres and just put in lap after lap and just hope obviously you hook one up nicely.
Yes, certainly. And just seen in the chat, iVelocity. Daniel OC even. Hello to iVelocity as well. This is not a multiplayer car league, only for the Academy to use the multiplayer cars. If you want to see the F1 2020 cars, tune in tomorrow at the same time in the Freshman League, which we brought to you by Tiger and I assume someone else. As Leocat now, Tiger's actually gone fastest in the first sector.
Castango says Revkov got a penalty, right? I believe Revkov might have had a penalty.
Yes, he does. I believe it's an LLP2.
An LLP2 for Revkov, yeah, which means he will get deducted 3 places. Yeah, 3 places at the end there. So Revkov with that penalty. And he's going to have to that'll be served at the end of the race, that 3 places. 23 people in. Hello everyone. It seems to be a little bit down on the Twitch numbers at some point, so if anybody would love to spread the word that we are live and that we are underway in the Academy, and there's some real slides out there, DVD Tuesday, just sliding all over the place. Interestingly, a couple of people in the pits on the inters, but I don't know if they've actually come out on the intermediates or not, but just saying, the battle at the moment in the championship, which I've nice and slowly moved on to, between Mikey, Mason and Leocat, currently taking up the top 3 there, which is interesting, as they've just done so. I don't know if you'd be able to give us a quick run through on the championship standings.
Absolutely, Tiger. So about halfway through the season now, 4 races to go, and how many is that? About 6 or 7 races left. The championship standings are this. Leocat leads the way on 88 points. Mason is second on 71, so that's a 16-point difference there between the 2 drivers, which Mason will be looking to try and close today on the Portuguese driver. Mikey then a little bit further back in third, 53 points, so quite a fair way behind Mason. De Hebler sits in 4th with 2 podium positions, finishes from the last 2 races. He'll be looking to continue that trend today. He currently has 42 points and is tied on points with Heblerino, the 2 we assume brothers or definitely McLaren fans who race here in the Academy. V Roby is then in 6th on 28 points, closely followed by De Echter in 7th, BT Nuts 8th, Revkov in 9th, cruelly missing out on that victory last time out in France, and Hungry Hippo rounds out the top 10 then. And he is on 10 points.
Interestingly to say, Mikey's on a set of inters, so is it time for the intermediates to be better, or I don't know at this point, but I can imagine a lot of drivers going into that final corner with not a lot of confidence in the car, just in general, and just obviously don't want to fly in, and he just seems to be sliding all over the place too, saying I don't really know whether the inters are the better option. Let's right on board with him though, as Eatler just coming out the pits then, nicely gets out the way for him as he comes down here to the area which we've had a few incidents in our time in F1 and in real life. You remember Vettel and Hamilton had a little bit of a ding-dong there as Vettel went off into the grass. That's why I always say now too, saying if I go off into that grass, you know, I always say I do a Vettel. But there's a spinning Hungry Hippo. But to say the new settings which we have applied into all of the leagues now, which I'm doing, is that the ghosting on, which means all the lapped cars, AI cars, and cars spinning on in that situation there will now be ghosted. Just obviously we've seen how many AI car issues we've had, so that setting has now been applied just for this season though. Because of how bad this game, how tremendously bad this game is. But unfortunately it's come to that. 25 people in. Hello everyone, welcome. And Mikey 2 cent come out to the final corner. I don't know if he's going to improve here. Do you reckon he will?
I don't think so. It didn't look like he had the best run through the head, and I've been riding on board with the other drivers. Gets all that shape at the Wall of Champions.
I don't think he would have been too far down on his time, though, to say. He was only 1.4 seconds off.
But Mason, I think Tiger's had a really good lap. Of all of the drivers I've seen go through their head, and he's the only one who's hooked it up so far to the line now. Mason 21.9 moves into P2, 3 thousandths ahead of Mikey.
The Castangle asking, is the next season on the next game? Most likely yes, Castangle, because the way this season finishes in about the start of May, so most likely the new game will be out June, maybe too soon?
It'll be out by about July. We usually get a
June
launch
or July,
trailer or a teaser around around this time, maybe early April, and then we get like a small teaser. So by the time next season starts, which will be in around September time, we might put it forward a bit this season. But yeah, it should be around. Definitely. By then the new game will be out.
I would like to test the new game thoroughly before we go into a season. Just possibly test any new tracks. Please, Portimao and Imola, and possibly any new things on the cars, any new settings, anything like that will just all need to be tested. Just test a few tracks as well if things are new and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully too, I might push the season, pull the season a little bit more forward, as you said. Just obviously because the game comes out in July, I might be able to pull it forward to like September or something. Depends on whether Codemasters do a good job or not, is what I'm saying. And Toussaint, Mikey, final chicane, tried to go for it on the lap of Inters and went straight over both curbs, and unfortunately. Was very, very far down on his time. Let's have a ride on board with Leocat, Toussaint.
He's broken very late into turn 1 though, Mikey, and that might compromise his line. Leocat was 2 tenths down in the first sector. He doesn't look to be improving that much.
So Piero's comment, he said, imagine no Imola and Portimao, but you get Vietnam and Jeddah.
Don't do that to me, Piero.
That's interesting, Piero, because if they do, that's what I'm saying, it could possibly be Portimao and Imola, which I think are deservedly enough going to be on the calendar anyway. I will take a look at Saudi Arabia, but I will only take a look. That's all I'm going to say. It's probably quite abysmal to say that Saudi Arabians.
Leocat's backed off on his lap. He was up on his time.
Yeah, he was. I don't know why he's backed off on that. Maybe he didn't think he had enough on his time. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Mason now also on the lap. I don't know what time he's done for the middle sector.
We can have a look. Yeah, he's into the final sector now. Toussaint down the casino straight, down into the final chicane. As Bodybusters, now you'll have to pay for an extra DLC. Well, if it's run by EA now, then most likely have to buy the Mercedes. Want the Mercedes car? Here, pay 10 quid.
I would not pay £10
Mason isn't going to improve. Mason's not going to improve, Toussaint. He's 8 tenths down on his time. But Leocat only 2 tenths down on Toussaint. So possibly the conditions drying up. And he's ran it wide. Toussaint though, Mikey 200ths up apparently through the first sector split. That's the split of the first. Let's have a look. He's a 10th up on the Inters. So maybe the
big lockup.
Maybe the track's drying out a little bit here, Toussaint.
Looks like it. Mikey's getting these finding that the others haven't been able to so far. And now down this mini back straight, we've got the McLaren of Ricard Pedler Heverino in front of us. Hooks up the next corner beautifully under the bridge and gets on the power once again. And we're heading now down towards the hairpin where, of course, Robert Kubica had his massive shunt in 2007. He's 4 tenths up though. Tiger through the middle sector.
Yeah, I think the track's drying out though. That was a huge lock-up into the hairpin.
Yes, certainly, as you say, big lock-up, but it hasn't affected this line too badly. We'll be getting a little bit of a slipstream as well from to heaven now, down the main back straight here and in towards the final chicane. The Wall of Champions will be approaching us at breakneck speeds. Mikey breaks very late. He's
gone very late, but he might still be able to hook it up though.
He's carried the speed. He's kept the speed up now to the line. Mikey's going to take pole. 1 minute 21.5.
That's all he needed, Toussaint. That's all he needed. Whether he messed up final chicane up or not, that's all he needed. Heberino just moved himself up into 5th place. Let's see anybody else is going to improve. Revkov definitely won't. Looks like V Roby's on a lap as he comes to the line. Let's see if he can improve on his time. He does. Moves up to 11th. Only 11th though. Revkov definitely isn't going to improve. Toussaint, there's some funny stuff being said in the chat here.
Yeah, I can see it.
Shirtless Timmy said Jeddah Street Circuit to be the best track on the calendar.
Bold.
Bold.
prediction.
Piero says you have to have a DLC to have 4 wheels on your car. Sexified says, do you want to use overtake? £5 if yes, £100 if no. Shirtless Timmy said, do you want to purchase pit lane access? Pit crew users with new tyres. I mean, once you use the accelerator, pay £1.
We do have fun in the F1 community.
Or a euro. Actually, a euro would make more sense because there's more people from, you know.
That's better. It's only 79
There's more people from the, more people from that European Union to say, those kind of guys.
Well, I mean, we're the only country that still uses pound sterling because we're special. But anyway, let's take you through how they'll line up on the grid here today. Mikey taking his first pole position of the season, then Leo Cat in second, and Mason rounding out the top 3. De Hebler in fourth and Hebler Reno in fifth. The brothers separated by 0.2 of a second. De Echter, the Austrian, is in sixth. Redkov 7th, Valadaharis 8th, Eatler 9th, Hungry Hippo in 10th, and V Roby just outside the top 10 there in 11th. DBDB, the only Scotsman on the grid, in 12th. Metaxakis Alex in 13th, Keith Lemo in 14th, Thiago Santos in 15th, and Olanoy in 16th, and Black Charizard with no time is going to round out the grid here today in Canada.
That Metakis is the most Greek name you will ever come across. I think he is Greek, I believe. A couple of people said, Sexify said, do you want to speak to Jeff? $11.99 if yes, £999 if no.
I would pay that £999 just to not have to deal with Jeff.
Yeah,
I would honestly
Bonnie
pay
says,
that.
if you want to leave your pit, £250.
€5 a lap.
€5 a lap. €55 for the transport to the next track. Sexify, no, I will never forget your previous name because it's better, it's easier to pronounce than the name you have now. So, dry conditions to say, looking very overcast though. Could we see some potential rain sneaking at the end? We saw it before in the academy. I believe it happened in Netherlands? Yeah, I believe it happened in the Netherlands. And France. So we may see it happen again here in the Academy, Toussaint. Are you ready for the first race in about 2 years in Gavra racing around Canada? And it's going to be the Academy League to start us off.
Hopefully it will be a good one.
Hopefully.
Leo Cat on the mediums.
That is interesting. But yeah, obviously Toussaint, everyone gets a free choice of strategies. They all qualified on the wets and the intermediates. So free choice of tyre for everyone here, which probably a lot of people will be happy about, Toussaint. Even though it's going to be a one-stop anyway, soft to medium, I'm sure people are going to be quite happy about that.
Yeah, certainly. And I'm just looking down here at the cars who've gone for the medium tyres. So V Roby starting on the mediums, and Alex also on the medium tyres. I'm not going to try and pronounce that other name because we'll be here all night. But interesting that they've gone for the alternative strategy here in the Academy. Obviously, as it is a 25% race, it is more or less a soft to medium or medium to soft.
I do have to say, Toussaint, that we're probably going to see a lot of penalties in this race. That corner that they've just come through there, that chicane, if we go back to the back of the grid a little bit, that orange curve on the outside of that left-hander, if you run it, if you even do so as even to touch that, you will get yourself a penalty, you will get yourself a warning. So we may see a lot of penalties given out on this track, especially the final chicane as well is always quite a nasty one for the warnings. So we'll have to see what happens.
I've lost. Why is this? Because the Academy League velocity is it's essentially a testing ground that we have to make sure drivers are clean, safe, and fast before we put them in. It's almost
like an introduction league. It's like this is an introduction to our league racing. We're not going to give you this and this. It's a short calendar. It's 25% races, but they've actually got 12 tracks this season, which I believe is the most that they've had in a season.
That's the most the Academy has ever had, indeed.
Yeah.
I would say it's kind of like a Formula 2, but this lot are often quicker than the freshmen. So we're gonna go to 5 red lights anyway. Sure.
Geek Fusion says that curb is a joke for warnings. I agree completely. Here we go, Tuesday. We're about to start, and probably the lights will probably not go out whenever they're ready, but it's welcome to F1 2020. I mean, we don't really expect much anymore from this game. It's kind of all a meme, to be honest. But here we go. Lights are going to count down. Drivers aren't going to be ready because, this is the way this game rumbles these days. Gonna have to wait now and wait to see. Yep, revs are building up, and we're gonna have lights out now, and away they go here off the start line. And Mikey off to a good start. Leo Cat closely behind him. It looks like De Hebler got off to a good start. He's gonna try and go around the outside of Heblerino, but Mikey still leads the way over Leo Cat. It's Heblerino and De Hebler going wheel to wheel, and I believe that's behind Revkov. Sorry, Follow Doharis and Eaton are going wheel to wheel here. And to say this track an interesting one because it's almost like a sort of a Monaco mixed with a Baku mixed with just a normal racetrack, because sometimes it has runoffs, sometimes it has walls, so it's a bit of an interesting one. Oh, that's a big send there from Meta Casales, the Greek, and he's gone off into the grass and unfortunately lost a few positions there. He's gone to the back of the grid, but Mikey with a good start, Toussaint already off the line, keeping ahead of Leo Cat.
I was going to say, everyone's so well behaved on the opening lap, but now here comes Leo Cat trying to make a move on Mikey, pushing that car through the hairpin, but Mason's very late on the brake. Looks for a move on his championship rival.
To the outside, and I don't think Mason saw him. I don't think Mason saw him on the outside, and that's put De Hebler quite far back. Yeah, just I don't think Mason saw De Hebler on the outside there, and obviously no runoff, just a wall there. So, bit of an interesting one. Oh, someone's gone straight off across the track there. Interestingly.
Was that a car coming into the pits, perhaps?
No, it just went straight across the hairpin. That was weird. Okay. There's a Revkov picking up a 3-second time penalty. Someone looked like they were going for a move there into the hairpin. I think that's V Roby behind Eatler's just picked up some wing damage, Toussaint. I think off of the back of V Roby, his Hungry Hippo there being forced onto the grass a little bit. But
front wing looks all okay to me from here.
No, sorry, I said V Roby. I think it was Toussaint that got the wing damage. Yeah, he does front left end plate damage. Went back into the back of Eatler, I think is what happened there. But pretty clean so far off the start, Toussaint, it looks like.
Yeah, certainly. Heblerino looking to have a good pace at the moment as well, currently keeping Leo Cat under immense pressure here. Don't forget that Leo is on those medium compound tyres.
Oh, and there's a bit of a contact there between Hungry Hippo and Kaflemo. Looks like a couple of people, too, saying aren't just looking in their blind spots a little bit. And it looks like a couple of people just saying aren't looking in their blind spots because people aren't seeing people alongside them and just squeezing them into the wall. So I think people just need to start being a little bit more vigilant of the cars around them.
Flemo moving very late to defend there from Black Charizard as the pink car makes move into the wall of champions. Thiago Santos.
Oh, it's two people ran very wide there.
And that's just virtue of having no front wing. They've got very little grip on the front of those cars. They need to pit and fix the damage, really. Thiago Santos with Black Charizard going to look for a move down the inside. Wisely decides to back out of it, though.
Let's see what's happening. Yeah, so Toussaint, look at all the people picking up penalties already. Someone's already got 9 seconds of penalties in 3 laps. That's Revkov. And that's how bad the track limits are around this track, Toussaint. And look how close it is between the top 3. Mason got caught out though, Toussaint. Remember when he had that little bit of a battle with De Hebler, I believe it was, where there was a little bit of squeezing against the wall. And that's put Mason down in 5th. Currently about 1.8 seconds behind the front 3. And doesn't want to let Mikey and Leo Cat go because he's in a championship fight here at the moment.
Yeah, certainly. I think he'd be forgiven for thinking that Leo Cat could be getting past Mikey in the very near future. But I'm looking at Mason now. He's closing on the back of the Etchter in the battle for 4th position. It's going to be a late breaking move to the inside.
Oh, someone else is looking for a move there. I think it's Volta Harris at the back looking for a move on Revkov. But interestingly to say about this track is the problem that I have with this track is that long casino straight. As much as it's such a long straight and you're going to be able to go alongside the car, that there isn't a heavy braking zone at the end. It's on quite a high speed chicane and with the wall of champions, so it kind of lines you up for the overtaking to turn 1 primarily is what that straight does. It's a little bit annoying actually.
Yellow's in sector 1 and
Thiago Santos possibly. Yeah, Thiago Santos it looks like.
Turn 1.
But yeah, that's the only issue I have with this track, Toussaint, is that sort of that chicane. I think nullifies some of the overtaking. But here goes Leo Cat
picking up a penalty though. Can he go for a move? He's going to go to the outside line at the hairpin. Leo Cat on the outside, taking the fight to Mikey. Mikey on the inside, going to squeeze Leo Cat towards the wall, and that gives Heblerino a chance now. As Leo Cat's getting very aggressive with his defending. Heblerino on the inside opens a DRS and is going to go wheel to wheel with Leo Leocat here into the final corners of this track. Heblerino on the inside. Leocat tries to keep it around the outside and closes the door on Heblerino.
Heblerino, I think smart there from Heblerino though. He backed out because he now knows he could possibly go for a move into turn 1. Just couldn't go for it there. But let's all Volador Harris on Revkov. He's going to go down the inside here and does get the move done up into 7th position. I think Revkov has possible from wing. No, it's actually got a full wing. It was just a good overtake there from Volador Harris. But look how close Leocat and Mikey are to say. Leocat went to the outside again. Almost tried to do, which do you remember the crash a couple of seasons ago between Lance Stroll and I believe it was someone else. Happened down in that corner. Yeah, Brendan Hartley. Almost happened the same thing. Almost happened there between these two. But these two really close up top. Mason losing time though to saying he doesn't seem to be picking up the pace, and he's actually losing time to De Etcher, by the way. It's Revkov got past Volador Harris, and Volador Harris actually getting back past Revkov as Eatler going to try and get involved in this battle as well. That's late on the brakes from Eatler, and he's picked himself a bad damage, and he's definitely going to have to come into the pits of that way too late on the brakes from him, and that's his own fault there.
And Leocat's closed up so much to Mikey. He had such a great run through the final corner now. And can Leocat look for a move for the lead of this race into turn 1? He's just too far back. On this occasion, Mikey has got more energy to play with though at this stage of the race here, Tiger.
Oh, but look how
Mason is not making enough progress here. He's 2 seconds behind now.
I was just about to say that Mason did close up on De Etcher there. It went down to 3/10. He was right behind him into turn 1. Oh, as Mason hit the wall. Hit the wall on the right hand side, Toussaint, and he's got front damage. Right end plate damage. Yeah, he's picked up a 3-second penalty as well. It's not going well for Mason off of the start here. Mason, Toussaint, he was so dominant in the opening stages of this championship, and now he's past a couple of races. He just seemed to have just thrown it away.
I guess certainly didn't have a good race last time out in France. Either it's being compounded here in Montreal this evening as Leocat is still putting Mikey under immense pressure here for the lead in this race.
That's a really good idea there. Shirtless Timmy said they should do a league race, but every time you make contact with someone you should get an electric shock. That would teach people a lesson. Here goes Leocat to the inside, and I was just saying to you about how that corner didn't provide any overtakes, but Leocat just proved me wrong right there. That was a beautiful move to take the lead in this race as Mason into the pit for that wing change, Toussaint, and that could be even more vital in the championship.
Yes, that's going to drop him now right out of the points of a longer pit stop and the front wing change. Hopefully he will be able to come out in about 12th or 13th position.
Mikey just picked up the 3-second time penalty. So both him and Leocat both have 3-second time penalties.
And that puts Heblerino in a really good position then.
It really does, but I have to say, this track providing some good racing at the moment. I have to say, I'm surprised. There's been a bit of contact, a bit of squeezing into the wall, but apart from that, it's been pretty decent.
Yes, certainly, and Leocat really taking the opportunity here to stretch his legs up at the front. That being said, Mikey had a very good launch off of the previous corner and out into the hairpin, short shifts into third gear to get the traction, and now with the overtake button, with the DRS open, Leocat won't have anything to defend with. Here comes Mikey, then the Irishman. Can he overtake the Portuguese driver into the final corner? Commits to the outside line, gets moves on before we even get to the braking zone. De Hebler also making a move in the background.
Yeah, De Hebler. Oh, Heblerino into the pits early for a set of mediums. He's going to go 10 laps on those, on the set of medium tyres. Bon asking who would operate the electric shock. What we'd have to do is Bon Evil, right? Get a room of just all the drivers, like esports do, right? What we'll do is we'll have Gavra operate all of the electric shocks, and he can just get his revenge on the amount of pain and suffering he's had to go through organising all of these leagues. No, he doesn't deserve that kind of satisfaction. Toussaint Mikey's got front right end plate damage.
Oh, indeed he has. And where has he picked that up then?
I have no clue. All annoying. I think it's all annoying, yeah. All annoying off the track. He's picked up from...
Oh, Leocat's very wide. Leocat's very wide. That could give Mikey a chance into the final corner.
Well, Mikey's right on the... Yeah, Mikey was right on the back of it. The problem is, though, Toussaint... Oh, I think someone else is cracked. Yeah, the Greek, Mekis Alex. Toussaint is on a crash. Mason's actually pushed back up into the points and is now charging his way forward, trying to close down Volador Harris. as Mikey into the pits. Will he do a wing change, Toussaint? Let's find out.
Surely he has to.
He has done. This could be really good for Leo Cat. This could be really good for Leo Cat.
And really good for Tehebler as well. Sorry, for Heblerino even. He's going to come out far ahead now of Mikey. Doesn't have any penalties and is now Leo Cat's closest challenger for the victory today. And is again only 15 seconds behind. Looking very rosy at the moment for the German.
Yeah, Leo Cat, and but he's been in a good run at the moment, Toussaint, in the league. As let's see if he can keep this good run of form up. As V Roby on the same strategy as him on those 8-lap all mediums, and let's see what's able to happen. Mikey all the way down in 6th position, Toussaint. Fresh medium tyres, and I'm just looking at it here. The good thing is about this track, Toussaint, the pit lane is really short on this track. So I saw someone before, I think it was Piero, said that the undercut is really powerful on this track. So
yeah.
we could see something happen. I'm not sure. But if you look at the gap from Mikey to Leo Cat, if we look at the gap to leader, 22.9 seconds. That's roughly a pit stop. So if Mikey can speed up a little bit here, he could maybe still jump Leo Cat. I'm not sure.
What I'm interested in here, though, Tiger, is that as Heblerino does the fastest lap of the race, he's only 13 seconds behind Leo Cat. He's going to have an absolutely massive lead once the Portuguese driver decides to make a pit stop.
That's the thing, though. That's what I think. But people were saying in the chat is the undercut is really powerful around this track. Especially in a race like this where it's only one stop and the tyres can last for quite a while. It's going to provide quite a large undercut. It's Heblerino to saying, you're saying that he's putting in the fastest time, it needs to be quick, but he needs to get past V Roby here and not get caught up in a bit of traffic problems, V Roby being on the different strategy.
Well, he needs to ensure that he leaves V Roby plenty of space to go into the pits at the end of his lap, which he may choose to do. Let's see if Leo Cat goes into the pits. Leo Cat does go into the pits, yes. So V Roby into Hebler now. Oh, Heblerino's in the wrong part of the track. If he's V Roby trying to come into the pits, I think Roby's let him go. Yes, indeed he has, and is going to come into the pits himself. I believe now. It definitely does. So Heblerino, let's see what lead.
Wait, Heblerino's undercut Leo Cat.
Yeah,
hugely.
And got a massive lead.
Yeah, but
and
the problem...
to Hebler as well.
Oh, and to Hebler, but just remember though, these guys on older mediums, Leo Cat's on fresh soft tyres, so he's going to be absolutely flying here, and he's only just come out behind De Hebler. He's about 5.5 seconds behind Heblerino for the lead, so this is hammer time now for Leo Cat.
Yeah, this is definitely game on now for Leo Cat. If he wants this victory, we'll have to see him do some overtaking here in the last 7 laps of this race. Heblerino now apparently about 5-6 seconds ahead at this point. 6 seconds exactly ahead at this point. So Leo Cat needs roughly a second a lap now. He needs to put these soft tyres to good use, get past the Hebler, and then chase down Heblerino.
I think there's been someone off at the back. I think it was possibly DBD. It could have been actually, because he's at the head of this little pack at the moment between Black Charizard, Hungry Hippo and Kaflemo here. So these guys involved in a little bit of a battle here towards the back. As Black Charizard's got past DBD. I'm into 12th position here, good overtake. Oh, runs a little bit wide there. DBD almost went into the back of the net, but here comes Hungry Hippo on the outside. Is going to go to now. DBD going to try and go defensive as Kaflemo tried to go for a late lunge there on DBD, and it's actually got the switch back and is going to try and hold it now.
Mason finally getting past Valado Harris into turn 1, putting that car up into P6. Only one position now behind Mikey.
I think Mason spent
Mikey's round! Mikey's round!
Mikey's round! He's gone behind Mason as well. No wing damage, but he's now behind Mason.
And that's hugely disappointing there for the Irishman. Another spin.
That's huge in the championship.
Time.
I have to say. just right on board with. Let's just have a look here. I'll tell you, this is a killer wall on this right-hand side here where Mason's coming through. That little wall that sticks up, that little Armco barrier, and as you go into that bridge, trust me, the amount of times that I've hit that, because you want to go nice and wide into the corner, but you can't. But here comes Leocat here to say.
Look at the drive that Leocat has off that corner on the fresh softs compared to
overtake DRS. He has everything. He has the ers and the ders and the fresh softs, and he makes it work. And now the hunt is on to say for Heblerino, currently leading this race by 4.6 seconds for Leocat. He's putting the fastest lap of the race as well. This man is flying today around Canada.
I must say, one must ask for how much longer is Heblerino going to be leading this race. The gap's currently 4.2 seconds.
Has to hold on for 5 laps. 5 laps. Leocat needs to close down 4.2 seconds in 5 laps and then get past Heblerino.
Black Charizard moving under braking in front of Hungry Hippo, but here comes the Hungarian driver now, the DRS open. Black Charizard goes defensive into turn 1. Here comes Hungry round the outside in the battle for 11th position. Beautiful move there by Hungry round the outside, clean, nice as you like, and puts his car into P11.
That's a good thing though about this track to say, even if you're on the outside into turn 1, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because then you'll get the inside line for turn 2, and then you can defend the car behind all the way through this middle sector.
Yeah, certainly, and I think we're seeing Dirty not come into as much as an effect as I thought it would here, Tiger. The gap out in front, only 3.8 seconds now.
I think this track it's been really good to say. I'm genuinely surprised. Like I thought it was going to be a little bit more sort of nullified in its overtaking, but we've had some really good battles today. Obviously, a little bit of squeezing into the walls, which I may have to have a word with a few people about. Hungry Hippo went very late to say, locked up the front right-hand tyre up there, and unfortunately lost the position to Charizard because of it.
Yeah, and certainly
look at that gap. Look at the gap, Toussaint. Look at the gap. 3.3 seconds it's gone to now.
It's not looking, but don't forget though, Tiger, Leocat has that 3-second time penalty.
Sorry, Geek Fusion. Geek Fusion just asking about what the penalties were, but there you go.
Heblerino picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Just as he said it, Toussaint, but it's not all hope is lost though for Heblerino, Toussaint, because as we know, Leocat went to the wall there. As we know, Toussaint, this track very harsh on its penalties. Mason has 14 seconds of penalties here, Toussaint.
Oh wow.
But if you look at it, Mikey not in as bad of a position as he would have been, because Volodymyr and Leocat picked up another 3 seconds. I said it wasn't over. It isn't over yet, Toussaint. This could be a big one for the end of the race here. 3 laps left to go. Could we have a brand new race winner in the academy here? Could it be Heblerino or could it be Leocat? Mikey picked up another 3-second time penalty, but he might still be able to get ahead of Mason and Volodymyr, as he will on penalties. Yes, so not all bad for Mikey at the moment unless he picks up any more penalties. Deetcher in a really good position to say, if Deetcher could get himself onto the podium. If Deetcher can keep that gap under 6 seconds, he could get a podium here, Deetcher, by the way. It'd be his first podium of the season. He's drove a really good race.
And it must be said here, Tiger, with about 3 laps left to go in this one, Leocat's progress has been somewhat halted. He made a mistake at the hairpin on the last lap, as that damaged his confidence a bit, because he's not gaining as much as he was in the past few laps. With that extra 3-second time penalty, he is essentially 5.4 seconds behind Heblerino now.
Possibly struggling on those soft tyres, maybe?
Possibly, but I don't know.
They're only 4 laps in.
Yes, exactly.
It's Flemo just picked up a 3-second time penalty. Bonneville said, like I said, penalties galore. Yep, we expected it as well. Definitely a track which is going to gain a lot of penalties, but that's kind of, I think, would be the way to go in this Toussaint. Keep it clean, keep it consistent, and you'll end up with a good result, because Deetcher, he may be in 4th and now just 6 seconds behind, but he could have a chance of getting onto the podium here.
Yeah, certainly. I'm just looking at the lap times from the last lap. Heblerino on a 1 minute 12.2, Leocat on a 1 minute 11.4. So it's about 8 tenths of a second.
Mason's got past Volodymyr and two championship rivals. Now getting into a bit of a battle here with Volodymyr for 5th, 6th, and 7th. They've got a little bit of a train going here at the moment. It's these 3 battling away. The two championship rivals who got wing damage in this race, and gotta watch out for that Armco barrier. Mason was very close to it. As here comes Mikey. Mikey to the outside. Here comes Mikey now, and he's going to get the move done. Mason might try and hold it on the inside. No, he won't. And Mikey might be able to get the run. He's going to have a better run out of the corner. Mason's got damage.
Mason's got front right end plate damage.
Oh, he does have front right end plate damage. Here comes Mikey now. Mikey's got such a good launch to say down the casino straight. He goes, that could be the casino on the right hand side there, actually. Oh, it could be, you know. Mr. Go down here, and Mikey avoiding the wall of champions and gets the move done. I'm going to say it now, Toussaint. We've seen no one have any big collisions with the wall of champions at the moment, from what I've seen anyway.
Tiger.
From what I've seen, we haven't had any wall of champions collisions at the moment.
You are a commentator's curse just waiting to happen. 1.4 seconds and the gap out in front. Heblerino is still leading from Leocat. 1.3 seconds, and Leo won't have DRS going down the back straight.
Someone's got damage in blue, and I think it's Mason. There is a blue end plate somewhere on the track. No, but you can see the blue end plate on the track. It's genuinely still there. Wait, can I still see it? Let's have a look here. Is it still there? Huh. Yeah, there was a blue end plate on a track there just a second ago.
Oh, Leo Cat's hit the wall of champions.
No, he hasn't. You're lying.
He has, but he hasn't got any damage, luckily. No damage. He grazed it.
I'm sorry. Thiago Santos has retired. Is that in the pit lane? No, Toussaint, it's on the. Is it on the track? I think he's hit the wall of champions. Oh, he has. He's done a Kevin Magnussen.
And Eatler getting a
he's done a Kevin Magnussen, Toussaint. Two people have crashed. I've just said that. Oh no. Oh no.
I think Tiger is looking very good for Heblerino here on the last lap of this race.
I did that last week in Baku with the castle section.
Yes, we know.
Oh dear me. Oh no.
This is the lull all over again. Anyway, here comes
final lap.
now.
Heblerino can take it.
Hairpin for the final time.
Deche's going to get a podium. Debla has 9 seconds of penalties.
Oh, that could be a massive. We still don't know how it's going to finish here. As Heblerino has
we could have a new race winner.
Leocat doesn't even have a slipstream
on
the McLaren livery car. It could be one of the
Heblerino. Could be one of the Hebler. I'm going to just assume they're brothers. He's going to win. Heblerino across the line to take the win in this dramatic race. Leocat in second. What a drive. The undercut. Wow, the undercut is amazing around here. That is crazy. De Hebler will come across the line in third, but De Echer will get his first podium of the season. Toussaint, he will finish in third place. Mikey will take fifth, followed to Horace in sixth. Mason going to come across in seventh, will be knocked down to eighth by Revkov. Possibly, he must have picked that up in the pit lane for speeding. Mason dropped to ninth. In the end, Eatler going to take 10th. Let's see where Hungry Hippo got. I cannot believe that. I'm the biggest curse. I am the biggest curse. It's Hungry Hippo on 11th, Toussaint. Black Charizard will take 12th. Kaflemo in 13th. Metakis Alice will come across the line. The Greek will take 14th place as Academy League debut. And 14th place in the end. And All Annoying will come across the line and take 15th. DBD come across in 16th. Thiago Santos DNFing in the style of Kevin Magnussen back in 2018. I don't know if you remember that, Toussaint. Yes, it was. I lied. Sorry. Yeah, he was in the Rich Energy Haas, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
New race winner. Yeah, well done, Pierre. Saying new race winner, Academy Gigi Heblerino. Yeah, definitely. Well done. Pierre says GG to De Echer, no penalties. Yeah, we've got to say that too. De Echer with no penalties in that race. He did really well. Really good drive from him.
I think, though, the major talking point from this race, another poor performance for Mason and Mikey in the championship. That has let Leocat now extend his championship advantage even more here. You can feel the nails being put into the coffin a little bit at this stage in the season already. Leocat extending his lead once again, even with that second place finish.
Yeah, so Heblerino taking the win. Leo Cat in second. And Detch, by the way, there is the podium. Congrats to them. There was the rest of the grid. Mikey in the end, Toussaint did manage to claim a 5th place. So clawed some points back. Mason down in 9th. Toussaint, that's the 2nd consecutive race in a row. Mason has not been on the podium. That is not great for Mason 83.
Yeah, definitely not what he needs in this stage of the season. And but Heaven of Reno taking his first win. Big congrats to him. He's drove a great race today.
Bon Evil, I will not do so because I'd rather it be in the try. Sorry.
The Wrath of Tiger.
The Wall of Tiger curse.
If you weren't here last season, the lull will prove to be the cursed word. This season is just whatever Tiger says. Whatever Tiger says is a curse.
I literally in that Baku race, I went, oh, everyone's got through the castle section okay so far. Crash, 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 crash. And then, no one's touched the Wall of Champions here. Crash, crash, retirement. Smack off the wall. Luckily no damage for Leo Cat, otherwise we could have seen a completely different podium there, Toussaint, if Leo Cat had picked up some damage there.
Yeah, very easily. Very, very easily.
Very easily. But well done to all the Academy drivers. Toussaint, I have to say, that was surprisingly very good around Canada. Like,
that went really well.
A lot of the times I think it was people maybe not just looking, not where people were, a couple of people just not looking to the side or behind them, or a couple of people in the blind spots. But obviously a couple of people also making contact with the wall, as we saw that's going to happen on this track. This track is walls and runoff areas. It's kind of a mix of both. It's a bit like it's like a Singapore but on an island, kind of. Do you get me?
Singapore is also on an island.
No, but like in the daytime and there's grass. Like, yeah, do you know what I mean though? Because it's like Singapore has its really tight walls on its streets, but on quite a lot of the corners there's a lot of runoff areas and areas to go wide and do different things. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
certainly.
Similar styles.
Canada is really a blend of a street track and a fully bred
but I think it worked.
Racing circuit as well.
I'm happy it worked.
I was surprised there wasn't. I thought there was going to be a lot more dirty air, struggles of dirty air than we saw today, to be honest. So nice to see that is working nicely for the drivers at the moment.
Bonnie says, me and the Rainer buddies just don't bring up Zandvoort. Yeah, I'd rather not bring up Zandvoort either.
Point you.
Jimmy says, Tiger say it's not going to rain next race and we'll get rain. That's probably, but yeah, it'd be the opposite. That's most likely. Nah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'd rather the freshmen be in the dry, if I'm honest. Just anything to save the freshman league, please. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. We had quite a few people in, 30-something people at one point, which was great to see. And yeah, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the freshmen premiere on Wednesday, Super League on Thursday, back at GT Sport again for the Death Chicane in Dragon Trail Seaside.
Can I just say, we have a lot of Death Chicanes this week. We've
got
the Wall of Champions here, and then we've got Death Chicane on Dragon Trail Seaside.
Dragon Trail Seaside. It's going to be an interesting one, so yeah, let's see what happens over there. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, everyone in the chat, and we'll see you all tomorrow for the freshmen and the rest of the races this week. It's probably most likely we're going to have another Rocket League again, because it seems to be very popular, Toussaint. I have to say, it seems to be a popular one.
Yeah, surprisingly. Hopefully Natty loses it for his team again. That's fine.
Yeah, hopefully Natty doesn't go into the... Okay, I'm going to tell you some guys... I'm going to leave you guys with something very funny, okay? All 20 of you listening, okay? So, Gavra made it to the semi-finals, okay? You heard my commentary. It was an amazing tournament, okay? Natty went into the semi-finals with his team and went, oh, we're going to win this one, guys. Okay? Genuinely said this in like a party with a few of the people that we know. And got his arse whooped by Gavra's team and came back into the party and was completely silent for about half an hour, which was quite funny, actually. So, yeah, if... Natty got himself shut down quite quickly on that one, which was very funny. He's probably in the chat right now listening, maybe. But yeah, we'll leave you on that note there, guys. That was a funny one, actually. But yeah, thank you, Toussaint, for joining me. And, I mean, you'll be going around here, Toussaint, on Thursday, and that's giving you a little bit of an insight onto this track and the huge undercut which could be
Huge
a big
undercut.
Yeah,
the big success.
The big beefy undercut. So yeah, thank you for enjoying. We'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.